So, today we're diving into something really special. It comes from the manuscript of a fictional writer, a literary master in his old age, who's wrestling with his past, his art, and the terrifying silence of a blank page. It's this beautiful meditation on what it means to create, to live, and, well, to get old.
And this is exactly where our narrator is. I mean, can you imagine? He's 83, he's comfortable, he has it all, and he's staring at the ultimate terror for any creator, a complete paralyzing block. The fire that drove him his whole life, it just feels like it's gone out. And the big question is, why?
All right, so this first part gets right to the heart of the problem. He calls himself a comfortable old goat. And you know what? That comfort, that life already lived and packed to the rafters, it's become its own kind of prison.
Wow, does this just lay it all out there, right? The man he used to be was just this force of nature, pure creative velocity. But the man he is now, he's stuck in the weeds, dealing with the kind of funny but also frustrating details of getting older. And this huge gap between who he was and who he is, that's where all this frustration is coming from.
And here is the real kicker. It's not that he's empty of ideas. It's that he's overflowing. He's full of memories, of old victories, of opinions that have hardened like cement. He's basically become a museum of his own life, perfectly organized, everything in its place, and totally sealed off. There's just no room for anything new to get in.
Okay, so to really get why he feels so stuck now, we've got to go back in time. We're heading back to his youth in Paris, a time when he was hungry and poor, but also incredibly, vibrantly alive with creativity.
And this brings us to this really powerful idea, this concept of nowhere. It's not a place on a map, it's a state of being. You know, it's that radical kind of openness that only comes when you have absolutely nothing to lose. When you don't have a destination, you're totally free to just be present, to be available to whatever the world throws at you. You see, this nowhere state, it's like the perfect soil for an artist. The person with a 5-year plan, a clear destination, they're kind of closed off. They're like an arrow shot at a target. But the person with nowhere to go, they're like an antenna. Their own emptiness makes them a perfect receptor for all the world's signals. The city speaks to them because, really, they have nothing better to do than just listen.
So, he's figured out the problem, right? He's sterile because he's too full. So what's the cure? Well, this is where things get really interesting. The answer comes from some very, very unexpected advice he gives to a young writer.
I mean, this is the question, isn't it? The one every young artist dreams of asking a master. You're expecting some huge, profound secret to be revealed. What pearl of wisdom is he going to drop?
Just that. One word, paint. Not read more, not write every single day, not find an agent, just paint. It's so simple and so completely unexpected.
And here's the genius behind it. For him, painting isn't about making a masterpiece. It's about the process. It's basically a workout for getting your ego out of the way. When you give yourself permission to paint badly, to be reckless, you kill that inner critic. You stop trying so hard to mean something, and you just become a channel for whatever wants to come through.
Now, all of this leads to what is maybe my favorite part of the whole manuscript. It's this incredible metaphor that just ties everything together, the genius of the clown. And here's the thing. This is a fundamental truth for every single one of us. Life is not stable. You can never, ever find a perfectly solid place to sit down and rest. You think you're secure in a job, and the company goes under. You think you found the perfect situation, and something changes. You try to sit, and the chair moves. That is just how it is. Think about the clown's act. It's so simple, but so profound. He tries to sit, the chair moves, he falls flat on his butt. And he does it over and over and over. But the most important part of this whole act isn't the falling. Anyone can fall. The important part is that last step. He always gets back up.
See, that's the magic trick. The clown's genius isn't in somehow managing to finally sit in the chair. It's in what he does with the fall. He takes his constant, inevitable failure and turns it into a performance. He turns it into art. He gets up, dusts himself off, and by doing that, he gets to laugh right in the face of chaos. It's the ultimate act of resilience.
So, let's bring it all back around. How does our comfortable old goat finally find his way out of being too full? Well, he embraces this clown wisdom. He realizes there's incredible value in his long, difficult life of constantly falling down.
I mean, what a beautiful way to put it. The young man is a solid object, right? A fist, all clenched up with ambition and desire. He's opaque, no light can get through him. But the old man, if he's lucky, all of life's falling down has worn him down. He's become thin, he's become transparent, he's become a window.
And that's the final lesson, really. It's so counterintuitive. Clarity isn't something you gain, it's not something you add to yourself. It's what's left over when life strips away all the other stuff, the ego, the ambition, the wanting. It's the erosion that finally lets the light shine through. He's not a full warehouse anymore, he's an empty window.
And in the end, that's the question the manuscript leaves us with. It's not a question for the narrator, it's for all of us. Because it accepts a basic truth. Failure and chaos are a given. The chair is going to move, and you are going to fall. The only real question, the one that defines your life, is what are you going to do next?